Yo, Tommy.
Yo, Joe.
Hey, what are we going to talk about today? Your woods here?
Well, last time we talked about irons, we'll talk about some woods today, okay? There's not really too much to talk about woods, but I'll go over briefly about woods. Woods, basically, you have to have a driver, and the driver comes in 10 degrees, 8 degrees, 8.5, 7.5, 12, and what that does is just the angle of getting the ball in the air. Averages about, I would say about 10.5 is what most people use. And all this does, basically, as a driver, it's just a big head.
Yo, Tom.
Hey, Joe, what's up, bud?
Hey, so what are we going to talk about today? You're going to talk about some woods there?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the woods. A couple days ago, we did the episode on irons. We'll do something on woods today. Woods, there's not too much to talk about woods, except you got to have one in your bag because this is the club that gets all the distance. You use this probably 14 times around, and this is exactly what you got to have because you got to hit the ball in a long way and you got to keep it in play. They come in different degrees. I have a 10.5. Good players use an 8.5 because it's a little smaller, but nevertheless, 10.5 is pretty good for me. And all it is just a big club to let the big dog eat. You just, this is what you do. This starts the hole. You got to have a big drive, a couple hundred yards, and that gets the ball in play. Then after that, the irons take over. But 10.5 is my choice of woods, and again, they're very bigger. They're very big than they were years back. This is 460 centimeters, which is probably, in the old days, maybe 200 centimeters was a driver, but really big things now. They call it the big dog.
That's huge.
It's a huge club, but they're very, very light because they're made of titanium. And titanium is lighter than steel, but a lot stronger.
Are those easy to hit? I've heard those are kind of hard to hit.
No, they're very easy to hit, and they're light as a feather. Looking at these things, you think they're like a club, but they're very, very, very easy to hit.
Oh, okay.
And like I say, 10.5 is my choice. It's kind of like an average in the middle when most people buy 10.5s. But good players will use 8.5, maybe 7.5. Keeps the ball a little lower, but a little harder to hit.
So you got like three woods there, 4 woods?
I use 4 woods, but I don't use the fourth one a lot, but I'll explain it very briefly. Then after you drive, sometimes you're still far away from the hole, maybe over 200 yards. And these irons are hard to hit 200 yards.
Right.
So what you would use is a 3-wood. It's probably half the size of the driver. And matter of fact, let me take the driver out just to show you.
Okay.
And the reason it's smaller is because you're hitting off the ground. This would be teed up, and this would be on the ground.
Oh,
and
okay.
evidently, you can't use this on the ground because it's so big and the ball is so small.
Right.
So you use the 3-wood.
So
and
now
this is a club this is 10.5. This is 15 degrees. So it's a little higher. It'll make the ball go a little farther too.
So when you're out on the course, you can't like tee it up again. The only place you can tee it up is right.
Only if nobody's not looking at you. If you want, sometimes you see fairways full of tees, but basically, you know, you're not supposed to. So you got driver, you got 3-wood, then you got what they call a 5-wood, which is the 3-wood is 15 degrees. This is 18 degrees. And if I put it down, it's even a little smaller.
Oh, okay.
But the angle is a little higher. So this would probably be something for about 170, 180, give or take. Again, everybody's different.
Yeah.
But the higher they go, the angle of loft goes higher. Then the last one I have is the 7-wood, which I don't really use that much. I use this maybe once every, I might use this once every 3 or 4 rounds. If you want to hit the ball kind of far and you're in tall grass, and an iron will get all hung up in all the heavy grass,
right.
I use the 7-wood, which would probably slide through the grass.
Isn't that almost like a rescue club?
Sort of like a rescue.
But
if you want to go to rescue, another rescue, as you can see,
yeah, geez.
this would be even smaller. a rescue. See, it goes even
Oh,
slower.
okay.
7 wood is something I really don't need.
Yeah.
I should probably take that out of my bag, but
Okay.
you know,
So,
it's that one shot you need it now and then.
but basically for beginners, let's say.
For beginners, right?
What do you need? A 1, 3, and 5?
I would say a 1, definitely a driver and a 3 wood.
And the driver is considered just that big one to the far
This is
side.
the driver,
That's
right,
the driver. That's
You
the
need
only one called a driver.
Right.
Right.
A driver and a 3 wood definitely. 5 and 7 are optional.
Okay.
If you know, if you want to use the rescue club, that can take the place of the 5. It's everybody's different. It's an individual game.
Okay.
I use 4 woods. Like I say, very sparingly use this one, but you know, like I'm on the tour. One extra back club is not going to hurt in the back, so.
Yeah.
But basically, John,
right.
that's all you can say for woods. I mean, there's not much to say.
Okay.
They're all related.
Other than practice on
Yeah.
the driving range,
Yeah.
I guess, huh?
Yeah. Well, remember, you only use this club 14 times.
Yeah.
The driver. And you shoot almost 100, so that's 86 shots that are
Yeah.
in here. So if you're going to practice these irons.
Okay.
Don't go to the driving range and hit 500 balls. It's just a macho thing how
Well,
far you
it
can
is macho because it feels so good when you hit one and
Right.
you can hit it a mile
Right.
at the driving range.
But they say woods are full of balls from long drivers. That's what they say. Woods are full of them. Just take something.
Okay.
And if some people can hit a driver because it's a 10-5, a lot of people tee off with a 3 wood, which is fine.
Yeah. Now,
But it
if you
won't go as far.
couldn't hit any woods and you were a beginner, you could hit off the tee with an iron, couldn't you? Like
Sure
a
you
3
could.
iron, 4
Sure.
iron, something
Yeah.
like that, and then just
Yeah.
keep hitting
Sure.
like that
Yeah.
until you got up to the
Yeah.
green.
There's some pros that do that. Yeah, they just
Mm-hmm.
they're just good iron hitters. They have good contact, and they do that.
Okay.
But basically, this is for the beginner. And
All right.
I might have a little more than you need, but you know, I'm just a collector of clubs and
Yeah, collector of clubs.
Collector of clubs, master of none. And I just have fun.
All right, Tom.
I'm not earning my bread on this.
Hey, thanks for showing us
Joe, my
all
pleasure.
about the woods there.
Anytime, Joe. Hit 'em straight.